Hello, hello, and welcome back to Grow Leafy. Today I thought I would do something a little bit different because in the summer I was talking about Burgess Buttercup Squash. And so I just thought that maybe this would be such a great time to be able to make a dish for you all, considering that Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holiday seasons are coming up and people are going to ask you to make something. Okay? And so you've been growing all that food outside. And they're going to ask you, where's your greens? They're going to ask you, where's that squash? Where's that food that you've been planting all summer? And so here's the opportunity to be able to make something and to bring it. And so I want to get this out to you before the holiday season. And so I have cinnamon and nutmeg and a little bit of oil and honey and just a few little things here to give it a nice flavor and scent so that it tastes good, but it will be simple, sweet, and nice. So that's what we're going to be doing today indoors on Grow Leafy. It's a little tough to cut, but I'm going to get through it. There we go. Now we're getting through it. All right, let's take a look inside. Isn't that a beautiful color? Just going to scoop these seeds out. Some people like to bake the seeds because I know they are very good and you could do that as well. I'm not going to do that today, but I just want to say that that's something that you can do if you like to eat the seeds. Very similar to pumpkin seeds, but instead this is just the squash seeds. I'm going to go ahead and cut the edge of this off. It's just a hard piece. I'm just going to put this in my compost, so I do not throw away my food scraps. I keep them because they are great in composting. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other one and then show you what that looks like. Go ahead and take off a little bit more of the edges that were just a little bit rough around here. I'm going to take a little bit more of that off. And I'm going to do the same thing on this edge here. Just a little bit of that rough edge there that I'm just going to take off and compost instead. So it is not going to waste. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just slice these into smaller pieces. Let me turn it this way. All right, so they're pieces just about this size, and I could even cut the pieces a little bit smaller as well. Let me go this way. Let's see which way I want to put this here. Let me do this way. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right. And then with these larger chunks, what I did when I made this even before, I just went ahead and sometimes just cut them in pieces like that. It tastes really good. So you just want to continue doing that as you're just cutting through the pieces. Voila, they're cut in pieces. So just to be honest, the way I actually like to cook, and I find that my food comes out really great, I don't really care for using measuring spoons, but I know for the sake of this video, I need to do that. But when I cook, I just like to just put in my mind and my imagination and my creativity and the flavors. I just know they just come together well. And I just put a lot of love into it. But I know that this will be important. Now, I understand with baking, it's different. You have to. But my strong thing is cooking, and that's just how I cook. So I've got oil. So I'm going to go ahead and just start with maybe about a teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil and just pour it right on here. Okay. And then also I'm going to add in some of the extract here. This is vanilla extract, and it's pretty much already measured. Just to give a nice hint, let me go ahead and add another, and this is actually just a 1/4 teaspoon. Those 2/4 teaspoons I just added in there for the vanilla extract, just to give a nice little flavor there. And then I've got cinnamon. See, this is where the estimation is coming in. So I'm just going to sprinkle. All right. Just sprinkle some, and I may sprinkle more. Once I lay this out on my baking sheet, I'm going to add a little bit more, and then some nutmeg as well. I do have honey that I'm using, but with honey, I know that it will get burnt in the oven, but I know I could use sugar, brown sugar, but I actually want to use something more natural like honey. So I'll probably add the honey in just a little bit later on once it's cooked down a little so that it doesn't start less overly glazing and burning, okay? Because I don't want that to happen. And a lot of times when I cook, I'm using a spoon right now, but a lot of times I'll just use my hands and just mix it in together so that I know that it's getting a very even mixture all over it. So just looking at this, I know that I can put in a little bit more, throw a little more cinnamon on there, sprinkle a little more nutmeg. And I may even add a little bit more oil to that as well. And just mix it all in. I actually prefer a lot of times sometimes just mix it in this way using my hands. That way I know that is evenly spread. All right, now I'm going to spread it on a baking sheet and add a little bit more seasoning if I do feel like it needs a little bit more. All right, I've got my baking pan. It's actually a cookie sheet that I'm going to spread this on. I'm going to turn my oven to 350 degrees temperature and get that set up, get that warmed up. And it's actually best to have it warmed up as you're prepping it so that it's ready to go when you're finished. But it won't take much time to go ahead and warm that up. You're going to go ahead and spread that on. And if you feel like you need a little bit more of the seasonings or even more oil, or you don't need much oil at all. It's just a little bit, that's all. But you want to make sure that your squash has space just to lay on, like it's not doubled, layered. Anywhere I'm avoiding the double layer so that it gets a very even cooking. All right. And I've got all kinds of shapes and sizes of this, but I'm not particular about that because I know it will taste great. It will taste good. But I know some people are very particular with the size and the measurements, and maybe next time I'll get that perfected. But for right now, I just want to eat it and enjoy it. It's so tasty. It tastes like, I'll describe that after once I'm eating it, and then I'll tell you what it tastes like. So make sure you stay by and you watch the whole thing so you can find out what it actually tastes like. Because that really surprised me. This was my first year making this squash, and I was just really surprised to find out what it tastes like. It was just quite amazing. All right. Now, the way I grew up, my mother this is actually just the oil. My mother did not use measuring spoons. I remember that. And I would ask my mother, how did you make that? Like, what's the measurement? And she would say, I don't know. I just put in what I think is right. An estimate, I'm sprinkling on some cinnamon. You see what I mean? So you just got to put love into it. Taste as you go. Sometimes you got to do that just so that you know. It's important to taste your food because you want to know whether you need a little bit more of something or not. As you can see, I sprinkled on a lot more cinnamon. All right, then I want to sprinkle on a little bit of nutmeg, a little bit more, but not too much because nutmeg can have it's a very stronger spice, but it tastes really good when you mix it with cinnamon. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven at 350 degrees, and I'm going to leave it in here for about 30 minutes, but I will check up on it. I will set a timer. I will check up on it at 15 minutes and then at 25 minutes and just checking to make sure, because I want to also remember drizzle on some honey before it is finished and fully cooked. Smells good. It's time to check it out. Oh, wow. Woo. Oh my goodness. This smells so good. It is tender. Oh, it is so tender. So this is actually ready, but what I'm going to do is just pour some of the honey on it just to give it, and you know what, it probably doesn't even need honey. This is so good. Just to give it just that extra kick, I'm just going to spread just some love. This is what we're going to call it, the honey love, right on here, just to give it that little extra. And I think I might leave some of it without honey. Here I go with my experimenting again. But I'm going to leave some of it without honey just so that we can compare and see what it tastes like with and without the honey. Okay, but I am going to put this in the oven probably just for 3 minutes because these are cooked and it doesn't need that much time because it is actually ready. I don't want to put too much honey in it because I really want the natural flavors to pop out. All right, that's it. Oh yes, it is ready. Wonderful. This smells so good. I can't wait to try this. I am going to try the side without the honey first, but I also want my hubby to come. Baby, honey, let me go get him and come right back. Baby, come on, you got to try this. You got to get the whole family involved in this. Okay, so I'm going to try the side myself without the honey on it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why can't they sell this in the stores? If you have never tried a Burgess squash, you are missing out. Oh my goodness. Baby, by the way, the camera's on. If you want to come sing, that's good. This is so good. Come on, baby, come try it. It is so good. Okay, baby, come here, try this. I'm sorry to put you on camera right now, but you've got to try this, the Burgess squash. Remember me growing this summer? Oh, okay, yeah. Yes. Okay, this one's without the honey. I just want you to taste it. So I just sprinkled on. Let me, here, baby. What do you think about it?
Not bad.
Not bad. That's it. Just not bad.
Good.
That's it. Just not bad. You're not a vegetable person. Okay, so try a little bit with that has some honey on it.
Yeah.
You like it with the honey than without? Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good. Okay, so I'm gonna try one with the honey as well.
What did you put? Cinnamon on it? Cinnamon on it?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is so good. You know what it reminds me of?
So,
sweet potato.
Yeah.
Like a little bit. Like a softer version of a
potato kind of, yeah.
Sweet potato.
Get ready for Thanksgiving, so it's good.
This is good. So I was just making a video just for Thanksgiving. Look, you're about to eat.
Yeah.
You like it?
It's good.
Thank you. All right. That is good. If you like this holiday recipe, smash the like button, leave a comment below, and remember to grow leafy. Bye.